So I'm going to send you one by one to Sam Auntie for your costumes. Okay? And you need to get ready. Okay? So if I can have Pragya and Sumita. Pragya and Sumita.
Hi everyone, Sarah!
Sarah, you guys alright? Good, good. You alright, Taneo?
You alright, so Krish?
Yeah, not bad. How's uni doing?
Great, how's your uni?
A little bit stressful, but you know, London life is the best. Yeah, second year. Oh, sorry, gotta get this. Hello? Yeah, no, I'm busy right now. Nah, I can't call you back. Yeah, fine, I'll call you back. Yeah, right.
So is the Prime Minister going to have to do Brexit without you?
Yeah. Alright, Boris isn't very happy.
Now, let this be a reminder that even if it is the Prime Minister calling you, please switch off your phones.
Alright, I'll do it right now. Anyway, why are we here? Do you want to get back to the point?
So this journey began a year ago, triggered by real-life events, spurred by sheer emotion, driven by a desire to make a difference in the world.
All very, very good points, but it's a little bit overdramatic, isn't it? The actors are back there. We're not actually in the play. But I will tell you this, the pens have been put away, the actors are ready, the stage has been set. I'm excited. Are you guys excited? Yeah! That's what we want to hear. So finally, don't sit back.
Stay on the edge of your seats.
Don't relax.
Stay sharp.
Because we've got a huge wave of talent and entertainment to bring you this evening. So we hope to sweep you off your feet. I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Are you ready?
Yeah! So should we do a countdown then?
Sure.
Ready?
100, 99.
Stop.
Right, sorry.
Who has time to count down from 100? We have a play to start.
Okay, fine.
Let's go from 10, like normal people.
Okay. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, lights, camera, action.
From the world of SSE, that's was a great start, and there's a lot more to come. Respected elders, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and most of all, the community of Milton Keynes, welcome to you all. And those from the Sathya International Organisation, Syrian. I have the great pleasure and privilege to be able to welcome you to the Milton Keynes Sci Centre community production. But before I carry on, just a few domestics. Please put all phones on silent. I think you've already seen that in a very entertaining way. Photography during the performance is not allowed, but do not worry, an official photographer will be capturing the moments for you so that you can enjoy the production in full. Fire escapes are clearly marked. There are ways out. The best ones to take in case there is a fire emergency is at the back of the hall, at the top of the stairs, and there's one round the side as well. All those fire escapes lead straight outside. Now the production contains audio-visual excerpts, some of which have flashing images, and during scenes 2, 3 and 4 there are images of war and suffering. If anyone is likely to find such scenes troubling, then please consider stepping out for these scenes. Now, we are very grateful for so many of you taking the time to be with us today. Along with the Mayor of Milton Keynes and the National President of the Sathya International Organisation, we are so lucky to have representatives of so many community and faith groups in this fantastic city. Milton Keynes is a beacon of light in what can sometimes be a divided society. As was most eloquently put recently at a programme that I witnessed in Campbell Park, a community is like a cluster of trees. Such trees may be slightly different, but their roots intermingle and help to give strength to the community as a whole. The Sci Centre in Milton Keynes wholeheartedly believes in the concept of unity in diversity. Or, to put another way, our similarities heavily outweigh our differences. Therefore, every Sunday, children from this area get together in Sathya Sai Education, SSE for short, not just to learn about other faiths and philosophies, but how to practice the good human values from these faiths and philosophies in their own lives. So getting back to the production that you're about to witness, believe it or not, this has been being produced for the last 2.5 years. The story was created and written by SSE students from scratch, then transcripted to a play, then production and rehearsals ensued with some guidance and selfless support from many adults in our centre. The story will unfold from the perspectives, as you'll see, from 2 very different lives coming together in Milton Keynes. The central message of the play is unity and service. This service was based on actual recent service activities undertaken by the MK Sci Centre. It is worth sharing with you that one of the key values that we follow is one of selfless and unconditional service. From seemingly totally different backgrounds, our actors show that unity and friendship is far more important than material wealth. But I don't want to be criticised for being a spoiler to the plot, so without further ado, may I invite you to sit back and enjoy the Milton Keynes Sci Centre's community production of United. Thank you.
What are you doing here? Excuse me, what are you doing here? This is my job.
Beg your pardon. This is
my job. Oh, whatever. Can we just get on with this?
I was literally going to say the exact same.
Go ahead then.
Well, I do love a happy ending to a great story.
What are you doing?
Look at how sweet this is.
Yes, but it's the end of the story.
No, it's not. They're going to be BFFs forever.
I know that, but it's the end of the story that we're supposed to be telling now. Remember, they were very different people at the beginning. They go on a whole journey of self-discovery. And then this happens.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
So what do we do now? Well, we should probably start at the beginning. How else will we get to the end?
See, that's a good idea, so,
You get the props box, and I'll find the storybook.
good idea.
That's a big box.
Directors said lots of important items to help them understand. That's a big book.
It's the storybook. Director said lots of important parts to help them understand.
Ah,
So this is all for you then? Are you ready to go on a journey with us?
I can't hear you.
Are you ready to go on a journey with us? Let's begin.
Hi, and welcome to an afternoon of storytelling. But this isn't any ordinary story.
It is the story of two boys from different sides of the world who, under normal circumstances, may never have met. It's a roller coaster of happiness,
Sadness.
tragedy,
And
and
then
then a glimmer of possibility. It's the story of transformation, dreaming to be free, hoping to be better, and learning to cherish the simple things in life.
Now, the journey of every good story, and ours called United, is really, really good. Starts at the beginning with us introducing you to the characters.
So, here begins a story of two children from different sides of the world and how they become friends through really challenging circumstances.
One lived in a beautiful town in the UK with a loving, caring community, with an abundance of roundabouts and laughter all around.
The other lived halfway across the world, in Syria, also in a loving, caring community with sunny skies and beautiful buildings. Two children, but from such different parts of the world, becoming best friends sounds almost impossible, doesn't it?
Are you done yet?
Well, see, I'm in the middle of an introduction, and I really don't think that you should...
Well, I'm bored. Let me talk now. Hi, my name's Krish, and I'm 13, and I live in Milton Keynes. You know, the one with all the roundabouts? You probably know. Everyone knows, because I live there. Anyway, yesterday was my goldfish's birthday, so I asked my parents for a brand new red Emporio Armani jacket. Can you believe it? It's not arrived yet. Amazon Prime. More like, if I don't get it by the end of today, I'll turn into an Amazon warrior on the postman.
I'm sorry, but how is this relevant? We're meant to tell the audience about you and your life, not about your Ralph Lauren jackets and things like that.
Excuse you, my clothes are actually very important to me. Probably more important to me than my parents. But anyway, do you live under a rock? Fashion is literally everywhere. Looks like you should pay some more attention to it.
Okay, that is it. Freeze frame him.
Gosh. Anyway, well, you've met Krish and his lovely clothing choices. He's quite the character, isn't he? Spoiled kid for sure.
The other guy was right. You are boring.
And you're rude.
So, are you not going to introduce me then?
Well, there's nothing in the book.
Fine. Guess I'll do your job for you. Hi, my name is Mohammed, and I live in Syria. It's great. See the weather? It's like always sunny, which means I can always play football. I absolutely love football, especially Manchester United. Like, more than life. Probably more than my older sister. Now, she's annoying. All she ever does is shout at me. Mo, why was in my room? Why is it dirty and sweaty? Blah, blah, blah. Reminds me never to grow up and be that annoying. As for my brother Ahmed, I mean, he does play with me sometimes, but all he wants to do is go in goal. So boring. Just like you. It must be so embarrassing to be so awful at your jobs.
Okay, that is it. Freeze frame him as well. Now, where was I?
Introducing the main characters, but that's already done.
Wow, I'm beginning to wonder why I ever even took this job. These two are trying my patience. I've never met anyone so spoilt or whiny.
Calm down. You know that they're going to change. And relax a little. You're really high-strung. You really need to start meditating, girl. So, our story begins all the way in sunny Syria, with Mo and his brother Ahmed enjoying themselves with not a worry in the world.
Remember how he thought that he could play football?
To be fair, he does improve quite a lot because then he goes on to play for that.
Now, no spoilers. This next scene is a really important time for the family. Come on, just focus.
Sorry. I think I need some tissues for this scene. Have you seen them anywhere?
Yeah, it's in our props box. Take one.
There.
Yeah? Let's see if I can do a perfect heel kick.
Huh. Yeah, I know I can do better than you though.
Try this on for size.
That was a terrible pass. You need more practice.
Boys, come in. It's time to eat.
What's to eat?
It's all your favourites. Hurry up now.
Not the news. It's so boring.
Shh, this is important. Let's listen now.
Pro-democracy protests have erupted in the southern city of Daraa after the arrest and torture of some teenagers who painted revolutionary slogans on a school wall.
Security forces and demonstrators, killing several, more took to the streets. The unrest triggered nationwide protests demanding the president's resignation.
Wait, what will happen next, Mom? What's happening?
Violence has escalated and the country is said to be in a civil war as rebel brigades were formed to battle government forces for control of cities, towns and the countryside.
90,000 people have been killed in the conflict. The rise of the terrorist group has added a further dimension.
Hundreds of people have been killed after rockets filled with chemicals were fired at several suburbs of Damascus. Western powers said it could only have been carried out by Syria's government, but the government blamed rebel forces.
More than 4.5 million people have fled Syria since the start of the conflict.
Neighbouring Lebanon, Jordan and Turkey have struggled with one of the largest refugee exoduses in recent history.
So, I heard in school today that apparently there was a bombing in the area. But that's ridiculous! How could something like that ever happen here?
Yeah, that's totally crazy, right?
I don't get it. Why'd there be a bombing here?
Of course you wouldn't get it. You're just too young.
You won't understand. It's politics. You don't even know what politics means.
Boys, stop it. We need to leave here. It's not safe here anymore.
They're starting to figure things out. We can't hide it for much longer. Let me talk to Mariam and Ahmed. Maybe we can keep us away from Mohammed for a little longer.
Yes, I agree. I'll take Mo to the kitchen and you talk to the other two. Mo, help me clear the table.
Okay.
Mariam, Ahmed, listen for a minute. I just want to let you know that there's nothing to worry about. But times have changed. We all need to be more careful. So just keep an eye on your brother. You know how he likes to run off and play football. And look out for each other. Your mother and I will always do everything we can to keep you safe. We love you.
Abba, get up! Mimi, please get up. I'll never annoy you again. I promise. Ahmed, get up, please. I'll let you go and go. I'll go easy on you next time. Please, get up. Army, they're not waking up.
Mohammed, get up. We need to go. Mohammed, get up. It's not safe here anymore. We're leaving.
The journey across the ocean took its toll on Mo and his mother. Remember, they had just suffered a tragic loss. In one fell swoop, their beautiful family was shattered. But Mo's mother had no time to stop to even think of what they had just experienced.
Her main focus was to save her child, and she would do whatever it took to get him to a safe place. In the next scene, you see Yana and Mo at a refugee camp. Although they now have a temporary place to stay, she heard that a charity was offering help to relocate some refugees to the UK and were giving preference to mothers and young children. She sensed some hope and was desperately trying to locate the charity representatives to put forward her case.
Ami, what's happening?
Mo, I've just heard from some other ladies that a charity is selecting some families who could be eligible to relocate to a new country. I pray to Allah to bless us with a chance for new life.
Why? Where are we going?
We've lost everything, Mo. We've only just found a temporary place to live here, but this is not the life that I want for us. I must find a way for something better. And I will have hope if we can just get through to the charity people and convince them that we really need their help.
Yes. Ami, let's go find the charity people.
Excuse me, ma'am, sir, please can you help us?
Hello, let me just get a few details from you. I can't promise anything, but we're here to help as much as we can. How many people are in your family? How many men, how many women, how many children?
My name is Yana, and this is my son, Mohammed. There were 5 of us in our family back home in Syria. But my husband and 2 children were killed in a bomb attack on our town. All that we have now is my one son and some clothes we managed to bring in a bag. We have nowhere to go. We're desperate. Please, please, help us.
I'm so sorry to hear about your loss, but at this time, we cannot help everybody. That is why we're giving young children and their mothers priority over others. Listening to your situation, I think there may be a chance, but I can't promise anything for now. Let's take this case back to the office to discuss the possibility of entering Yana and her son to the UK's finalists.
Yes, let's do this immediately. Yana, please could you accompany us to the office? Please, wait here while we discuss with our seniors.
While the representatives
Relatives had left to check with their seniors. For Yana and Mo, the wait seemed like an eternity. Time almost stood still.
I have some good news for you two. There are 2 places in the UK resettlement batch, and your situation was considered by the seniors to fit the criteria set by the team.
Alhamdulillah, I'm so grateful for Allah, and I'm so grateful for you and your team for making this possible. May the good Lord bless you in all the good work that you do.
We don't have much time. We just have to complete some formalities, take some photos, and complete some paperwork. And you can be on your way to the UK this evening. Yana, any worries? Any questions?
It's nothing. It's just I'm concerned about where we would live and how we would adjust to living in a new country.
Please, don't worry. We'll have a group of people waiting for you as soon as you arrive in the UK. We'll provide you with food, clothing, a home, and help you until you settle down.
Don't worry. I'm sure you'll make new friends and play your favourite sport too. Please hurry. We need to complete the paperwork now. Gather your belongings and meet us at the office.
I promise I'm going to keep you safe, son.
Are we really going to the UK?
Yes, we've been blessed to find guardians in these people to help us start afresh.
What is it?
It's nothing. It's just, I never thought that we would ever leave our home. But that's okay. We're all right. We will make this work. For the sake of your Abba, Ahmed and Mariam, we will make the UK our new home.
know that we're not in Syria anymore?
We're in England. Can't you feel the rain? You don't get that in Syria.
Wow. Whoa.
Doesn't that look like the Queen to you? Look at that.
Oh, don't be ridiculous. That's just a little old woman. In a scarf, taking her corgis for a walk? Anyways, while we're peeking in on the land of afternoon tea and constant rain, you must remember, Mo's arrived here as well.
Oh yes, I do recall. He was so overwhelmed. Poor thing had gone through such an ordeal just to get here.
The loss of his loved ones, that sea crossing, and a refugee camp. I can't even imagine how he must feel.
Let's take a moment to look back on how this boy felt.
It all happened so fast. We were sat, eating dinner. Ahmed, Mariam, Abu were cleaning the dishes. It was just a normal day. And then there was a sudden blast. Just like that. Houses destroyed. Like they were made of paper. Gone. All of them. I just wanted to understand. Why? Why were they doing this? What did we do wrong? Is it a game? Ami said we had to leave. I didn't want to leave them behind. We were pushed onto a boat, almost suffocated by so many people, without any room to move. I was sick and confused. The boat journey seemed to last forever. I felt like I was in prison. I couldn't talk to anyone. And Ami wouldn't talk to me much either. I don't blame her. We lost everything. Now we're here. Apparently safe. I miss home. Maybe I'll never be able to go back. These past few months have been so difficult. I'm tired and everything hurts. I'm scared. I'm angry. I am alone. This is my life now. Just me and my Ummi.
We're now going to skip a short way across town and take a quick look at what was going on in the other teenager's life.
It's getting closer and closer to Christmas, and you all know how it works here. The Halloween decorations are barely packed away before Christmas decorations are already on display.
Most regular households have happy children trying really hard to be on their best behaviour so they can be included on the most important list ever. Santa's nice list.
Huh, Santa. I'm not so sure that Santa even features here, let alone the nice list. Here in this particular household, we have one over-eager, highly energized and arrogant young man, Krish, making rather unrealistic demands of his poor parents.
Mom! Krish, softly, your dad's on a work call.
Mom!
What is it, Krish? I'm right here.
No, you come over here.
What do you want?
Look what Henry wore in his latest Instagram photo today. The coolest, trendiest blue Ralph Lauren jacket ever, with the red badge sewn to the finest detail. Please can I have one too?
You have so many jackets which you never wear. Why do you want another new one?
I'll wear them from now on.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay, anything for you, son.
We can use that super fast drone delivery service that Dad uses. It's got a really cool name.
That one?
Yeah.
There. All done. Hello.
Hi there, I've got a parcel for you. Please sign here.
I hope it's my new Nike Predator shoes. I've asked them for a whole 2 days. About time too.
Easy there, young man.
There. All done.
Thank you, have a nice day.
You too. Bye. Oh my. Krish, you don't waste time, do you?
Mum, does this sound like football boots to you? No, it doesn't. It's just some more stupid cutlery that you've ordered. Who uses cutlery anyway? I'll never get anything in this house.
That sounds like the drone we did delivery. Let's go and see, shall we?
That's me. Work all done for today. Is that my delivery?
Yes, but it's probably that one, you know?
Is it another Christmas present for me?
It is for you, but not for your birthday. For Christmas. It's for your birthday.
Oh, that's too long. Can I have it now?
Krish, it's only a week after Christmas.
Well, hey, you know, we might need to open it now just to check for any faults. We need to return it. Probably wouldn't like it anyway, so...
Go on then.
Happy early birthday.
No! A Fitbit? A stupid Fitbit? You know I don't like them anymore. Does it look like I do exercise? I wanted a Rolex. You know the ones that are actually expensive? Looks like my good time in this place is done.
I'm so sorry, son. You know, I only wanted to see you happy.
We can order a Rolex now, and it will arrive by tomorrow.
You'd better be here soon, or else my early birthday will also be ruined.
Me. Look at this fine embroidered fabric. Oh, and the label's got to be.
Of course. Oh my god. Look at Henry's Instagram.
Take a selfie.
Oh my gosh.
Look, I can't wait a week till my birthday. I have to have it for my early birthday.
Because I can't wear it a week after Christmas.
I'm so spoilt. I can't wait. So if he doesn't come, Amazon warrior. Me.
Lock it all up in my pocket, it's my golden locket, give it to me. Now I want today, shapes and sizes now. Don't care how, I want it now. Don't care how, I want it now.
By now, you would have figured out that Krish is an absolute spoilt brat.
What you don't know is that even his loving and giving...
Just too giving, if you ask me.
Yes, well, even giving people reach their limits. And ooh, was this a good day. Krish's parents realised they needed to nurture Krish differently.
About time.
So, how's the day at work, dear?
Work was an absolute nightmare. You would not believe how hectic it was. I had to go to one meeting and give a whole 5-minute presentation. I just can't deal with the stress right now.
It's okay, darling. Commuting to work once a week is such a struggle. But you're working incredibly hard to get on with it.
I know, I keep a good attitude, but lately it's been difficult, I must admit.
Why? Is everything okay?
All that news about the war, it's just too much.
I saw that story about Aylan Kurdi. That poor little boy. His family were escaping to Turkey when the whole boat capsized, taking both his brother and his innocent 2-year-old boy. As a mother, I cannot bear to see such injustice.
Absolutely, it's such a pity. You know, I also saw some of our boy in that 2-year-old's joyous nature.
Speaking of our boy, we give him everything, yet all he does is demand more and more and more. I'm just sick of it. He was stroppy again today.
Well, maybe it's time we stop giving in to his demands and start teaching him about the real world.
Yes, but how are we going to do that? What if he thinks we don't love him anymore?
He needs to learn that we're doing this because we love him.
You know what? The other day, when I was talking to the other mums, they mentioned something about classes to help him become a better person. What were they called again? The Sri Sathya Sai Baba organization. They have different wings. One to help the less fortunate, one to teach kids to be better people, and even one for devotional singing. I think Krish should be around people like that, you know. It will be a better environment for him to grow up in. Krish can be nice.
Well, that sounds like exactly the place we should be. And Krish too, whether he likes it or not.
Right, that's decided. Let's go and tell him now.
After a lot more talking, a few tantrums, crying and whining, Krish's parents eventually did manage to turn up to the site centre for the Sunday morning service.
Have you ever heard the term spiritual calling? Have you?
Yeah.
I think that this particular morning, without them even knowing, was this family's own calling. It was the start of a very special time in Krish's life. Have a peek into what happened, and you'll see for yourselves how this boy was inspired to transform.
Saram, children, are you ready to start your song?
Yes.
On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Ananda is the ocean, Ananda is the ocean, Ananda, you're one with me. Shanti is the ocean. Shanti, you're one with me. Once a tiny lake, but now a mighty sea. Oh, peace, I'm one with thee. Prema is the ocean. Prema is the ocean. Prema, you're one with me. Once a tiny lake, but now a mighty sea. Oh, peace, I'm one with thee.
That was beautifully done, children. The tune, the lyrics, the chorus, all perfect.
Thank you, children. Now you all can go back to your respective classes.
Salam, sister. Today we have a new student joining us. Go on, enjoy yourself.
Sarah, I'm Antisha. What's your name? I'm sorry. I'm not growing old, am I? I didn't quite catch that.
I am Krish.
Well, it's nice to meet you, Krish. Welcome to our SSE class. I'm sure you're going to love it here. Yes?
Sarah, I like the tune and rhythm of the song. What is the meaning? I mean, us being one with someone else. How can that be?
That's a good question. Can anyone answer that?
Yes?
I remember this example from Swami's speech. It's like this. We see many different types of clothes and many different types of colors. But if we look closely, we can see that they're made of similar threads, cotton.
Yes, Anushka?
So it is with the ocean, made of many, many waves, and in each wave, the drop is made of the same water. Each of us is like a drop of water, which is one with the ocean.
So it's a bit like footballs. You know, many different brands, styles, colours. But wait a minute, they're all filled with the same air, the air around us. Never thought of it like that.
Beautiful examples, children.
Yes.
Sarah, I do believe that every single thing around us has a bit of godliness in it. And we, yes we all, have a spark of God within us. But how can I talk to him? Or her? It is 2019 after all.
Yes?
We don't have to do anything special to talk to God. We don't even need to go to a special room or place to talk to God. We can talk to him in our mind, or out loud, whatever you prefer. The point is that God is everywhere. He or she will always be listening to you and will help you when you ask.
So we decided the best way to talk to God is to tune in, like you do when you're trying to get good signal for Wi-Fi. I take my time and search for the best signal. I am patient and I have faith that there will always be a signal.
Well, I know God's signal won't ever be lost, as it is always there. We just have to make sure our hearts stay connected.
So the special power comes along like one channel for a football game. You know, like Man United beat Man City or something. And we can all tune into it from different TVs, from different places of the world, all onto one game. Are we really that similar?
We are going to interrupt here, because it was at this very moment that Krish felt a little stab of something deep within his conscience. He was already feeling a little embarrassed that those young children knew about loads of values and he didn't know anything. He was curious as to why they were different and just happy. He wanted in. That calling was getting stronger.
Let's not forget that Krish was a clever fox. He almost considered getting something for himself out of this.
Yes, I remember that. It was just a split second, but a very important one all the same. Can you believe that Krish considered saying to his parents that because he was God, they should make him happy and get him
the golden fidget spinner that he had wanted for all of a few days.
He thought he was a genius. A genius! Ha! Until something very unusual happened. He heard his conscience. He got a strong Wi-Fi connection to God and decided to listen for a change.
So, my dear children, in our previous class, we spoke about the idea of sharing. Well, guess what? Today, we have the opportunity to put this into practice in what we do every day outside of this classroom. Are you guys excited for a task this week at home?
Yeah.
Does anyone want to share their views? Didn't get that? Okay.
What? Homework? I thought this place was meant to be fun.
If you were at Buttons this morning, you would have heard that we're taking part in Helping Hands, Helping Homes project. We get a chance to help other children just like us. So, your task is to fill a box of clothes, shoes and other things that you would like to share with the children. Do you think we can do this?
Yes!
Great, I'll just go and get some boxes for you guys.
A box? I think I'd fill a whole wardrobe with things I don't use.
What? Why would you do that?
What, you can't fill a box with things you don't use? This guy's ridiculous.
No, I can fill 10 boxes, 20 boxes. Just why would you do that?
Well, what's your favourite piece of clothing?
Oh, easy. My brand new black and red Hugo Boss jacket.
Okay, how long have you had it for?
I've kept it in pristine condition for a whole 2 weeks.
Wow, that's so impressive. What's your next favourite jacket?
Oh yeah, it's my, it's the one that my parents got me. It's the, it's that one. It's just, wait, why does that matter?
You can't even remember your second favourite jacket? You clearly don't need it.
You don't know that.
It's so obvious.
Yo, bro, wanna play COD?
Call of Duty? OMG, Black Ops 5 comes out soon. I'm going to ask my parents straight after this.
No, bro, it's a game we play here.
Wait, you have an Xbox here? I mean, I'm more of a PS4 kind of guy, but we can compromise.
It's a game called Sealing on Desires, not Call of Duty. We have a competition where you ask yourself, do I really need something or do I just want it? And then you put your savings in the jar for a service activity. And whoever records the most good thoughts over the year wins the competition.
It gets pretty competitive. You've got loads of catching up to do.
Oh yeah? I bet you I'll fill 10 boxes, just you wait. I'm competitive, I win everything.
Alrighty then, someone's modest.
Okay, if you win, you can treat us to anything of your choice.
Oh yeah? You guys better up your game. I'm gonna win, COD.
Where are you going?
To fill my boxes, and that's plural.
We're not finished yet.
So, our eager Krish, with his newfound enthusiasm, rushed home to gather clothes, shoes, and other things to fill his box. Knowing him, he would probably be able to fill 10.
That's true. Can you imagine his parents? Tough crowd, huh? Can you imagine his parents? They were surprised, shocked even, by this new version of their child.
Wait a second. How about we don't say anymore? Let's show the audience what happened instead.
Go on then. It was great to see.
What has gotten into him?
I thought these classes are supposed to improve his mental attitude, not drive him crazy.
Krish! Krish! What on earth are you doing?
So in SSE today, I learnt about this thing called sharing. It was a new word for me, so I had to Google it up. And it basically means giving others a bit of what you have. It's quite new to me. Anyway, there's COD, and I need to win it.
Easy, son. Easy. What's COD? We're vegetarian, we don't eat fish.
It's ceilings on desires, duh. It's asking for what we need, not what we want.
So are these things going to the refugee family then?
Yes, now can I carry on, please?
By all means. I'm so confused.
Why? Can't you see what a son is doing? He's sharing, dear. When has he ever done that?
Yeah. That was all me.
Share the credit, maybe.
I'm sorry. I got carried away a little bit. Maybe we could use some SSE lessons. But I never knew he had it in him. Thought this would happen over a couple of lessons, but in one, he seems to have already got the idea.
Well, you know how competitive he is in football. Well, it's the same here, it seems. But he has the right intentions.
I'm just happy that he's thinking about someone other than himself. And he's willing to give away quite a lot of his things. I'm so proud.
Well, guess who won the COD competition? The champion himself, Krish.
Indeed. But the real competition for him was always his self-centered attitude. He won it hands down. About this time, the Milton Keynes Science Centre took up a new project, the Welcome Homes Project.
This was one where members of the centre helped decorate and furnish a new home for refugees from Syria.
Our new Krish and his family immersed themselves in this project. They are doing all they could to make a house into a home for the new family they hadn't met yet.
After a few short weeks, and with a new spring in his step, Krish and his mum went to meet the new family in Milton Keynes. It was a glorious day outside.
It's about time we got here in the story. See, Krish is ready to do some sharing, so I'm going to do some sharing too. Here's your cuppa to go. It's almost time for tea.
Hello, we're from the SSE organisation.
Ah yes, you're the people who helped decorate this beautiful house. It's so nice to finally meet you. Thank you.
You're very welcome. My name's Kavita, and this is my son, Krish. We wanted to come by to see how he's settling in, and Krish brought some things to share.
I can't tell you how grateful I am, how grateful we are that you and your organisation decided to help us. My name's Yana, and this is my son, Mohammed. Are all these things for Mo?
Yes, these are some of my favourites. I hope he likes them too.
I can't tell you how much I appreciate all this help, honestly.
No worries, our pleasure.
Please, come inside. I can make some tea.
That would be lovely.
It's such a lovely day out here. Why don't you boys stay and play out here whilst I go make us that tea? Please, please, come inside.
Hi. Hi. So, my name's Krish. Your name's Mo, right? Should I call you Mo or Mohammed?
I don't mind.
Cool. Oh, it's a really nice tree.
Thanks, I guess.
Oh, so shall I show you I've got my boxes?
Okay.
Oh, you play football?
A bit.
A bit? You're good. Where did you learn to play like that?
I used to play football with my brother back in Syria. And he's the one who taught me all these tricks.
I tell you what, you have to come play for our football team. You'd make the perfect addition. We're one man short and we're ready for the next season.
I'd love that.
Sounds like a plan.
Acts of kindness led to the beginning of a great friendship between the two boys.
Mo felt so much better about his life in the UK. He wasn't so afraid or unsure anymore. He had a friend to share it with.
And as for Krish, he was really happy, but also a little upset. It was as if he was seeing the world clearly for the first time.
Well, looking up from your screens and your gadgets will do that.
Yes, well, it's not just that. He saw how different SSE children were, and when he heard Mo's story, it got him really thinking about the world around him.
He was reflecting, and then he had a great idea.
Go on. You should see this for yourselves.
Why did Mum and Dad buy me all these things? These clothes, these shoes, these phones, these toys, these books. They know I don't wear jackets, yet they still bought me one. Why? Why is it that I'm sat here with drawers full of toys and books, and a wardrobe full to the brim with clothes, when people like Mo have nothing? They've absolutely nothing, nothing! Why is the world so unfair to some people? Why did Mo have to lose his father, his sister, his brother, and then have to leave his country? Why? There's so much suffering in the world. Did you know that 250,000 people have died in Syria? And probably more since I searched that up. Before today, I didn't even know where Syria was in the world, let alone that there was a war going on. And it's not my fault. Or maybe it is. My parents kept me in this own little bubble of mine, and I didn't care for anything else. I was so selfish, so cruel, so mean, even to them, when all they were trying to do was love me. I'm so ashamed. But hey, it's not too late. I've got my own Wi-Fi signal. I just need to, tune in like the SSE assembly said. I've got it. What did they say? It was like, love people and help them. Oh no, wait, it rhymed. It was like, love all, serve all, help ever, hurt never. That's it. I can be a great friend to Mo. I can help him. This is going to be awesome. Mom, Dad, I've got an idea.
We don't need to tell you what happened next.
But, in case you're wondering, Krish introduced Mo to the football coach and the rest of the team, and Mo fit right in.
Yeah, like the last piece of a puzzle.
They became the best team around. It's gonna be hard to tell you about all the fun they had. You've just got to feel it.
Good idea. Let's go.
Yay, Mo! Yay, Krish! Go, boys! Go, boys! United! 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 United!
Hurry up, we need to be on the pitch in 5 minutes.
You have to make sure you're wearing all the right kit. It's a big day today.
Do you remember the tactics, right, son?
Oh yeah, where I keep the ball to myself and try to score as many goals as possible and win man of the match.
Krish!
Yes, I'm going to pass to all my teammates, but if I get the chance, I'm going to bury it.
Try your best, okay? You're going to be amazing.
Thanks. I've been practicing with Krish. We're gonna smash it.
Make us proud. And remember, we'll be there with you, cheering you all the way. And the spirit of your Abba, Ahmed and Mimi will always be with you. I love you, Mo.
Love you too, Mom.
Hello. How are you?
Ready to win?
I was born ready.
Absolutely top bins.
Yeah, we definitely disposed of them, didn't we?
Yeah. Anyway, that passing for the second goal was sick. Did you see it?
Yeah, so 2 men for the match, eh? Bet that'd be the first.
I was still better though.
Always the competitive one.
You know me. Hey, I'm so glad we got to play together, man. It was such an experience. Heard that there were some Premier League scouts watching in there.
They better keep their eye out, because soon we could be playing for
Manchester United! Hey, I'm so glad we got to play together, you know. I've learned so much because of you.
It was great being your friend too. You always care.
Oh, that's cringy. Please never say that again. Agreed. Should we go celebrate then?
Let's go!
Hold on. It all worked out in the end. What a match. Forget Champions League, that was a proper game.
And look at that. We've come full circle. I told you that both boys were going to undergo some self-discovery.
Yes, you are right. Now that the beginning and the end are united, what's left to say?
Well, is there anything in the director's notes? Let's see. Yes. Here it is. A little act of kindness can go a long way. On this one planet, we are all united. We are the cast of humanity after all.
Now that's a good message. Wait a second, what's this? Oh my, this writing is terrible. It's...
Hold on, use my extra set of reading glasses. Can you tell why I don't wear these ones? It's time to celebrate!
I, for one, am speechless. I think another big round of applause for everybody involved. That was such a fantastic effort, not only on the part of the actors concerned, but everybody concerned there. But before carrying on, I would just like to invite a couple of guests just to explain their story in terms of the creation and the journey involved in this production. So, without further ado, I'd like to invite Sukrit and Tanea to come and just share with us a few words about how it all began and what happened since that very beginning of this creation. Thank you.
So how was that, guys? How'd you find it? I think I had everything, the message as well was kind of funny sometimes.
So we're part of the group that initially started this project, and when we first started we weren't familiar with the topic or anything, but when we went more and we did more research, we realised that this story isn't a part of the Science Centre, it's bigger than that. It's bigger than MK, it's a story that we decided had to be told, and we felt connected to the people, and even if we never met them.
Exactly, and we wanted to help people understand what these people have been through. Obviously it's a very difficult process, and we thought it's important to shed light on this topic. And for me, SSE, a big part of it has always been giving back to the community. And I felt like doing research into this meant that when we were involved in like the One House project and things like that, we really kind of related to the subject matter.
We also found that like individually, we each have our strengths and weaknesses, but when we came together as a group, we found that some person's weaknesses became other people's strengths, and we could then go forward as a group and make this project as beautiful as you all saw. As a group, we all grew up together, we saw each other each Sunday, but we never got to really know each other. But then, through this project, we became, I hope at least, really good friends. And yeah, and we're still good friends, hopefully. Hopefully.
Yeah, and for me it was definitely an opportunity to try something new. Like studying finance, everyone always expects me to be like the numbers guy, so I never thought I would ever like help write a play or anything, but I think now I'm probably ready to go write an Oscar-winning movie or something.
Okay, calm down.
One day, we'll see. And also, involving all of SSE meant it was an opportunity to kind of collaborate and create something that we can kind of look back on and be really proud of. Like, for me, this is probably one of my greatest SSE memories, so I'm really happy to be a part of it.
So we learned a few skills, to say the least, when we were doing this. And I think the biggest one was communication. So being millennials in the 21st century, the first thing we did was set up a WhatsApp group chat, and everything was communicated through that. All the scenes were decided, who was writing what. So we learned communication through WhatsApp.
Yeah. Another skill that we learned was patience, and I guess that's also to do with what Tanea said, because that WhatsApp group was very testing of our patience a lot of the time. But I mean, apart from that, we grew together, we learned to kind of manage each other's strengths and weaknesses, as she said. So patience was another skill that we learned.
Another really key skill we learned was leadership. As you see, there's a lot of kids here, and looking after them is not easy. As lovely as they are, you guys are great. But we really do feel for all the teachers here. We really feel for you, and we understand a little bit of what you had to do.
Definitely. And another skill that probably my mum has been saying since I was born to learn was multitasking and time management. And she probably still doesn't think I've learned it, but I think from writing, like helping to write scripts and stuff during the times of my A-levels, it's helped me like deal with organisation and like rethink my schedule and things. So hopefully my mum can say that I've learned that skill now, but we'll discuss that at home, I guess. And a couple of learning points is, as we went off to uni, we knew we were leaving it in good hands, but to leave it in this good hands is just, we'd never expected. So we're just blown away, and it's good that we could trust people with our idea, and they've made it so much better. It's really a testament to their ability.
It was like when we left the idea of this play was like a little seed that we planted in a little pot, and we went away to university, and we've come back, and they've nurtured it and watered it, and we've come back, and it's this big, beautiful, strong tree. So you guys should be really proud of yourselves.
I think SSE is just something that you take with you in like life as well, and I'm sure these guys will remember this forever. So thank you for being a part of this, thank you for coming down, we hope you had a great time, and more importantly, we hope that you learned something from this as well.
Thank you to all the adults who helped as well. This could not have been done without you. You know who you are. And can we have one last time a huge round of applause and a huge thank you for all the kids.
So thank you.
I think it brings it to home, doesn't it, when people actually tell them about their journey. I think it's important to recognise the Group 4 students that were part of the initial creation of this. So could I ask all those Group 4 students that were part of those early days and helped put this together just to stand up so that we can just see who you are. And this is like the alumni of SSE here. We don't see them very often these days, but they come back here today to help us out. So thank you very much indeed. Well done, well done. I couldn't have put it better myself rather than talk about the seed growing into that beautiful tree, and links in with what I said earlier on, that a community is based upon like a group of trees themselves, and we are all those trees who are entangled at the bottom with the roots, all supporting each other. But just finally, I would like to invite two very important guests who are with us today to give a vote of thanks. Firstly, to the Mayor of Milton Keynes, Sam Crooks, who I'm sure would like to give a vote of thanks on behalf of the community, and also Brother Shitu here, who is our UK National President of the Sathya International Organisation, who I'm sure would like to give a vote of thanks on behalf of the SAI organisation. So if you'd like to come to the stage, please, gentlemen. I'll hand over to Sam first, if that's okay.
Hello. Hello. You're not as good as they are. Hello. Hello. That's much better. I'm so glad that Max just actually mentioned the word community, because it's a really important one. I wear this chain, and at the bottom of the chain there's the crest of the city of Milton Keynes. And so the fact that I'm here means that the city is here, because the community of our city wanted to express its respect, congratulations and commitment to the work that SAI is doing, and the way in which the 60 or 70 children and adults who meet each Sunday afternoon have managed to put this project together. I want to have another round of applause, but it's going to be a slightly different one. We've already applauded, absolutely rightly, those who are performing and acting and directing and were behind the scenes. Could I just ask you to applaud your parents and grandparents who are here today and who will have helped you moving around, making sure that you are all on time, acting as taxis and giving you encouragement. I think that's wonderful. Let's give them a clap. Now, the play was about the journey of Mo and his mother. I'd like to tell you a little bit about the journey of this city. In 1973-74, we welcomed the Ugandan Asians. 5 years later, we welcomed the Vietnamese boat people. Later on, we took in a number of Hong Kong Chinese policemen. More recently, as we saw, we welcomed a number of Syrian families. The city has gained hugely from that journey. In 1974, I sat beside the chief executive of Kampala City Council, who went on to have a distinguished career with Milton Keynes Council. In 1979, I met the leading musician of the Saigon Orchestra. And just a few years ago I saw his granddaughter in the theatre at a gala concert organised by the City Music Service. And as many of the Syrian families are in my own ward in Brooklands, I can see the contribution their children are already making to Brooklands Farm School. I believe that one of the great things about this city is the contribution that over 50 years the people who have come into us have made to this city. We are much, much better off, we are much better enriched because we share so much of our different faiths, our different heritages, our different cultures, and our different experiences. So that seems to be absolutely critical in the work that you do, showing the way in which people can understand and respect those different faiths. Because when that happens, we are all so much better off. And if I can take one of the words that you used right at the very beginning, Max, we put into practice what we learn. And that's so important when from day to day we are practicing our own beliefs and frameworks. Thank you.
And this extinction movement that has been going on, that you've all been reading about and watching on the news in London, they obviously haven't met these wonderful young people, because the world is reassured that it will continue with such amazing, bright people leading the way. I just wanted to, on behalf of the organisation, thank all of you, especially the children. You know, I've seen many, many plays, but this has to be the epitome of everything that I've seen. It was moving, it was amazing, it was so different, it was so relevant and so current, and the message was really, it was heartfelt. And I think, you know, where's young Krish over there? I think there is a Krish in everybody, and there really is a lesson for all of us to learn. So, Max, you're going to wish you never invited me today, because I really want this show to go around the country. There is such a deep and meaningful message for so many other young children in our organisation to learn from. So, big round of applause to time. You've all been sitting patiently to really thank Milton Keynes Science Centre, because, you know, we've got over 80 centres in the United Kingdom. And when I say there is something very special, something very amazing about Milton Keynes Science Centre, because what you have here is so beautiful. You work in the community, the wonderful service projects you're doing, you know, these wonderful children that you are instilling with our founders' teachings. It's really amazing. And you really are a beacon of light to all the other centres that we have in this country. And I know so many of the other centres have adopted some of your practices, some of the things that you are doing in this centre. So a big warm round of applause to Milton Keynes Science Centre. And finally, I'd just like to say thank you to all of you for giving up your Sunday afternoon. I hope you've benefited from the message and the lesson that you've all received today. And I've been promised that there's tea and cakes and refreshments in there. So please come, please join us for some refreshments, and travel home safely. And we look forward to coming back in a few years' time for part 2 of this fantastic play. Thank you.
That's it from me. Thank you very much indeed. One more round of applause for the children here.